right, the things that I've run into with trying to sell my wildlife and nature prints and trying to find a place online where I can do that. So first I had to pick a lab, and that gets to be a little expensive because you want to sample the different papers, or if you want to sell acrylic or metal or things like that, it adds up because you have to buy from multiple different labs. And yes, the sample, you get a discount for getting a sample, but it still does add up. I finally narrowed down what I wanted. And then having to find a place where people can just go on your website and click purchase. You would think that it's a very simple situation, and it's not. Okay? For instance, there's Shopify. Okay? You would think that that would make a lot of sense. It doesn't make a lot of sense when you have to individually add every single picture that you want to sell. Then you have to add in what, for me, I want to sell a print, a canvas, and metal. And then you have to add in the individual sizes. And maybe my brain short-circuited. That's very possible because that happens frequently. I'm not going to lie. But when I was going in to do this, it was like I could have one or the other variation. And then I realized, I don't even know. Actually, I can't even remember what I got down to with Shopify. And then, of course, there's fees. There's also storage. Let me tell you about storage. One of the places, actually, let me just look it up. One of the places that I wanted to use was Darkroom. It's right here. I just went to it. And I wanted to use Darkroom because it's a print lab and a storefront all in one. And you either pay $0 a month, which is great, and there's a 15% service fee, or you pay $15 a month and there's a 5% service fee. The downside, the reason I didn't go with them is because in the $0 a month, you can have up to 100 uploads. And in the other one, the $15 a month, you can have up to 250 uploads, which could be a good thing. That could actually be a good thing, because one of the psychologies behind sales and selling something is if people have too many options, they're not going to choose. So, I get that, but I do have, one, I need something that's going to allow me to put a whole bunch of stuff out there just to see what's actually popular. And then over time I'll narrow it down. But then I think, what happens 5 years from now when I've obviously shot or probably hopefully taken more than 250 pictures that I actually think are print worthy? And maybe that's a flaw in me. Maybe that's a red flag in me. Maybe I do need to narrow my stuff down and only choose, like 250 of the best. Is it me? Am I the problem? Possibly. So that was a problem. Then I thought about Etsy. The thing about Etsy, let me tell you about Etsy. Etsy, similar situation to Shopify, where you have to like individually add in all the little different nuances. Whatever. I will say that obviously once you get something in there and it's in there, it's in there. You don't have to really do it again. It's just the pictures that you add additionally on top of that. So most of the labor is done right up front, and that's fine. I need to get over that. Another red flag in myself. I'm collecting them right now. It's fine. But the major downside that I saw with Etsy is due to my calculations. If they are correct, they could be incorrect because I was not a math genius in school. I more so liked literature. But I believe it's around 15% is the average of what you lose. Which is that what I said was the same? Yeah, that's the same for Darkroom. So you're losing 15% per transaction. However, I do think marketing strategy. I do think that I'm still going to have an Etsy. At the same time, did I just complain about all the workload that I have to do uploading my pictures, and now I'm saying that I'm going to have 2 different storefronts? Yes. Does that make a lot of sense? No, but yes, because listen, hear me out. Christmas rolls around or somebody's birthday and people are looking for unique gifts, and maybe there's somebody that just really, your grandma really loves a moose. And so you're like, I want to get a canvas picture of a moose. What better way to find one than Etsy? They're not going to find it just on the World Wide Web. It's not how these things work. So the other thing that I was going to use, what was it? So the print lab that I'm wanting to choose is WHCC. They now have links that you can get. So sorry if this is like shaky. It's my first time. Sort of. They have links. I have a feeling that WHCC is eventually rolling out with its own print shopping storefront, art store, if you will, because they're testing out some things in beta. Cool concept that you can just give somebody a link to your individual picture, but the downside to that is if you have multiple pictures, you have to create multiple links and you're just back at square one, and there's not one, storefront place. Last option was Squarespace. That's what I use for my actual website. I love Squarespace. And Squarespace, similar situation. I started building out the storefront, and I was like, hey, we're getting somewhere. But then I especially, even more so, ran into the issue of, I wasn't able to customize. You can get a metal print in a 24 by 36 or a canvas in a 12 by 18. It was like people had to choose one or the other. I'm like, well, we're back at this situation. I eventually figured that out, and I got it to where people can pick what they want. But then the problem ran into having to upload. This is my own red flag, isn't it? I'm talking myself in circles. I had to upload the individual pictures over and over and over and over and over again, right? So, and that was me. It's like you upload a picture, then you have to customize that. Print, canvas, metal, and then all these different sizes, which I'm only selling a few different sizes. The sizes I'm selling are like 12 by 18, 16 by 24, 20 by 30, 24 by 36. I'm missing one, I think. There's 4 or 5 sizes that I'm selling, and that's it. Capiche? Just to make things simple. Which, speaking of, I'm probably making this a lot more complicated than it's supposed to be as I'm saying this out loud. So I realized, I'm going to have to upload each individual picture, and I'm running into the same exact problem. So here's a solution that I found. I finally found the solution, at least for now. And that is using Pixieset. Hear me out. Pixieset, you can upload all of your pictures at once. And for instance, if you look here, I have a whole gallery of just meese. I uploaded them all at once. Same thing with all the other ones. Well, we're trying to save time here, so I'm not gonna go through all those. But there's like meese, there's birds, whatever, my brain's fried, horses, okay? The other cool thing is you can create multiple pricing sheets, and then assign them to each gallery. So like the moose is one gallery, okay? And I can make one pricing sheet, and then I can duplicate that if I want, and all the prices, just magically, they're just there. I don't have to do any extra labor. You know what I'm saying? You do everything once, you upload everything once, you make it price list once, and then you just attach them. You just attach it, okay? If I ever take more moose pictures, I just put it boop right there, and everything's done for me. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to upload one picture at a time and add the prices and add all. I don't have to do it. It's just one and done, okay? Right. So I picked that. The second reason I picked that is because I accidentally hit the stop button. I didn't realize that there was a stop button on the side of my phone. The second amazing thing about this is it integrates with WHCC. You have WHCC, Pro DPI, MPix, and another one I can't remember. And it automatically fulfills it sends it to the lab itself. and the lab takes care of everything, which does make me a little anxious because I would like to see the prints themselves. So one of the other things that I really wanted to do, but I just haven't had any luck, is finding a local print lab that I can work with so I can actually build a relationship with them and see the prints and sign them. I want to sign them and things like that and give a certificate of authenticity. But WHCC will allow you to pause the order. So somebody will place an order and it will not send it to the lab just yet in case you have to make any adjustments like cropping and lightening and things like that. So I have that. I may create a self-fulfilled price sheet where I'm just going to place the order to WHCC myself and get it sent to me, and then I will ship it to the client. More labor on my part, more cost on my part, but I do want to see what that print actually looks like, and I want to sign it. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm still debating on what to do there, but the fact that you can integrate all of that together is just phenomenal. And then I want to say that having the print store, just the print store by itself, is like $8 a month, which is really nice. I can't remember if there's fees. I can't remember. Well, I don't know. You'll have to look it up yourself. I'm trying to do my best to make sure that I'm not editing this video because I don't have time. I'll never make videos if I have to, you know. Anyways, I also have to get to work. So that's where I'm at right now in this moment. Pixie Set, WHCC as my print lab. Oh, I'm going to tell you the downside. And Etsy. But I'm going to start with Pixie Set so I can just get that out of the way. And then what I'm probably going to do is see what sells the best and put those ones on Etsy. Just to sample it, just to test it out. So, one downside about Pixie Set with WHCC, and actually any of the other print labs that you integrate on there, is you don't have full customization of the types of prints or products that you want. So for instance, with WHCC, there's a certain, I have it around here, I have a sample. There's a certain print paper that I want to print on. It's the Barida. Which one? Anyways, it's very nice, very fancy. I really like it a lot. But Pixie Set does not, hello? He wants to go on a WAOK, and I am not taking him right now. They only give you two options. It's torsion and I believe deep matte. He's really upset as well. But it's okay. Or maybe it's smooth matte, not deep matte. And I think I'm going to go with this smooth matte for now. Or I might just have it self-fulfilled like I said a second ago. So, that's my journey with finding a place to put my prints. I'll update the further I go along. Thank you. Have a great day.